Welcome to Exploring Our Parks, a series brought to you by the Montana Audubon Center. Each week we'll be learning about different parks in and around Billings, activities you can do there, and the wildlife you might see.
Today we are exploring the Back Nine. The Back Nine consists of a series of trails situated north of Indian Cliffs neighborhood, between Phipps Park and Zimmerman Park. Much of the area is on state land. Most of the trails are between 1.5 to 2 miles long and can be connected to form longer loop trails. A longer trail, called the Highline Trail, spans the northern edge of the Back Nine. See the link in the description for trail maps. While many of the trails are single track and used primarily by mountain bikers, some are wider and perfect for hiking and trail running. The parking area is accessed by turning left off Highway 3 and shortly after turning left on Pawnee Trail before Indian Cliffs neighborhood. There is one parking area at the start of Pawnee Trail and another about a half-mile down the bumpy dirt road. It's important to note that a DNRC state lands recreational use permit is required at the Back Nine. Permits cost $10 for an individual. They can be obtained from a Fish, Wildlife and Parks licensed agent or online through the Fish, Wildlife and Parks website and are valid for 1 year. The northern edge of the trail system is situated on top of the rims, with sandstone rim rocks on one side and a prairie grassland on the other. Most of the trails are below the rims, located among juniper and ponderosa pine forests. The ponderosa pine is a state tree of Montana and is found across the entire state. A tall tree, this pine is best identified by its long, yellow-green needles, clustered in groups of 2 to 3. The bark is often reddish-brown and deeply furrowed. The other evergreen found commonly in the Back Nine is the Rocky Mountain juniper, often more a tall shrub than a tree. The leaves are scaly and the bark a stringy reddish-brown. You'll notice the female plants have little blue berries, which are actually cones. The Rocky Mountain juniper has a long history of being useful to indigenous cultures. Jeff Hart, in his book Montana Native Plants and Early Peoples, tells how the Cheyenne make a tea from the branches and berries, which is used as a cure for colds, fevers, and pneumonia. Towards the beginning of my descent into the Back Nine, I noticed a pile of fresh scat, presumably raccoon, by the large amount of berries in it. All along the trails were little piles of deer droppings, scattered among the many deer tracks. Bird life is also plentiful. Year-round, red-tailed hawks, other raptors, woodpeckers, nuthatches, chickadees, and robins frequent the area. During the spring and summer, flycatchers, sparrows, swallows, mountain bluebirds, meadowlarks, nighthawks, and other songbirds are commonly found. Another one of my favorite native plants to this area is big sagebrush, also known as three-lobed sage, because of the 3 small lobes at the end of each silver-green leaf. It grows in abundance across Montana, mostly in open grasslands, prairies, valleys, and in the sagebrush steppe. Unlike fringe sage, also found in abundance at the Back Nine, big sage has a woody base, and therefore grows much larger and taller. In her book A Taste of Heritage, Crow medicine woman Alma Hogan Snell says that sage is used to treat both internal and external bleeding. I have heard from some Crow friends that sage is also commonly smudged for purification and in religious ceremonies. If you arrive later in the spring, you'll find many wildflowers. I did, however, manage to spot a few early spring arrivals. One highlight of the Back Nine is the extensive and lively prairie dog town that borders Pawnee Trail. You're sure to hear the chirps and squeaks from prairie dogs as they scamper in and out of their burrows. As we headed back up to the Highline Trail, I couldn't help but notice all the sharp yucca and prickly pear cactus scattered amongst the native grasses and sagebrush. This place has such a variety of native plant and animal life and a diversity of trails to explore. It's truly one of my favorite wild corners of the Billings area.
So why not grab a pair of sneakers and head out the door? Thanks for tuning in to Exploring Our Parks with the Montana Audubon Center. Join us next week as we head out to a new park found somewhere around Billings, Montana.